Chilling images emerge of the accused shooter inside Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School during the attack. ABC's Ariel Reshef is here with the details on that. Ariel, good morning.
This is the aftermath of the tragic Stoneman Douglas High School massacre, where 17 lives were lost and a nation was left in shock. Follow the intense 10-hour interrogation of suspect Nicholas Cruz as he attempts to deceive seasoned investigators, crafting a facade of insanity to evade justice. Journey with expert detective John Curcio, an unyielding force in his pursuit of the truth, as he sifts through the lies to uncover the real perpetrator. From crafty manipulations to futile acts of self-harm, witness a chilling display of evasion and discover how meticulous investigation finally leads to justice. Unmask the unsettling reality of crime, cunning, and consequences. After the horrific massacre at Florida's Stoneman Douglas High School, the suspect, Nicholas Cruz, was caught and taken in for questioning. Shockwaves from the shooting, which took the lives of 17 people, reverberated throughout the neighborhood and the country. At the same time that law enforcement officials were trying to piece together what had happened and why, members of the public were struggling to come to terms with their feelings of grief and outrage. Communities all around the country began discussing gun control and school safety in the wake of the tragedy, hoping to find methods to prevent similar tragedies from happening again. Cruz, the suspect, employed devious strategies during the grueling 10-hour interrogation in an effort to influence the investigators. He convincingly acted insane, muttering, and sometimes contradicting himself to make people question his sanity in an effort to avoid responsibility.
She would cry. People think you're a monster now.
He even tried to place the blame for his acts on evil beings, such as demons. But the seasoned detectives persisted, carefully picking apart his lies until they found the men responsible for the atrocities. Despite his best efforts to avoid blame, justice would be served as they diligently investigated the situation.
People. What you mean people, dude? Is irrelevant people. What? Who? Tell me exactly who. Who made you delete your Instagram?
In search of evidence to refute the insanity plea, he was adamant about getting to the bottom of things and seeing that Cruz paid the price for his misdeeds.
Alright, I know you probably feel like you have nobody, but I care about you. I literally would pour my heart out for you. I know I make it seem like I didn't care about you at all. I know I made it seem like when we were growing up that I hated you, I didn't like you.
Cruz took risks with each strategy, aiming to influence how people interpreted his actions while keeping his genuine motivations hidden.
Okay, ruined it for everyone? You mean like the family members of the kids that were killed?
No. For our school.
Oh, for the school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's like an attack against Stoneman Douglas?
Basically, yes.
Stoneman Douglas, all right.
His mask demonstrated how far some people will go to avoid being brought to court. The detective, who had a strong eye for detail, watched Cruz carefully as he described the shooting.
And I don't care what other people think. Like, you're my brother. I love you. I want you to.
Cruz, anxious to seek sympathy or distract attention during the rigorous interrogation, sought to invent a phony act of self-harm. In an effort to lend credibility to his account, he feigned self-injury with unsteady fingers. However, his hoax was exposed because it did not leave any real wounds or scratches.
Alright, like I said, you wanted to talk to him, so I followed through for you, alright? No problem.
He persisted in his questions until he had disentangled himself from Cruz's web of lies. The longer the inquiry went on, the more Cruz realized his insanity defense was certain to collapse.
You keep the gun safe locked all the time? Why do you do that?
To protect myself.
Cruz's hopes of avoiding responsibility diminished with the presentation of each piece of evidence and piece of witness testimony. Cruz finally realized that he would spend the rest of his life in prison after seeing the mountain of evidence against him. Thanks to the hard work of the astute investigator, Cruz was given many consecutive life sentences rather than the death penalty, bringing closure to the families of those he killed.